Hey everyone, it's Mopar Keith. 2025 has been a real blast. Let's go back and take a look at the top 5 moments on this channel. You'll see people even with 68s and 9s, they'll put a pistol grip shifter on it. So let's give her the beans here a little bit. So that's about all I'm going to do with this thing. So like I said, I don't want to do any burnouts and break it because I got to fix it and it's not my car. There are about 40 known black AAR's builds, and this one is about one of 13 with the white interior. All right, well, it is a little rainy today, but otherwise a pretty good day to get out and do a little video of this car. Now this car, we did restore this at Knoll Automotive in West Branch, Iowa, and the owner has had this thing for quite a few years, and the restoration is fairly fresh. Couple unique things under the hood is obviously this giant air cleaner base. And one thing about all fresh air hoods, and this also includes A12s, which is the 6-pack lift-off hood cars. This particular piece right here on the air cleaner lid, I want to call it the umbrella, because all of these fresh air hoods, there's nothing to protect the rain from going in there. And a lot of oval air cleaners do exist, but only the fresh air hood air cleaners have this little extra umbrella right here. And then the other thing that's unique about the box, the air filter box or base, is that it has what they call water drains. So if you were to drive this in heavy rain, water would essentially splash off of here and then go into this hole right here. And then there's 3 of them on this particular car. All right, so why don't you pop the hood and let's talk about the trials and tribulations that we went through on this engine.
Oh, geez.
So this was quite the deal. All right, so this car, and I gotta say, you know, I've been doing this for dozens of years now, and this is one of the most smoothest running, strong running, and best starting engines that I've ever worked on. So let's talk about what you had to go through to get it that way.
Okay.
I mean, this thing was crazy. We had this thing out of here, what, like 3 times?
3 times.
Yeah.
It was rebuilt 4 times.
Right.
First time it was rebuilt, I put it in the storage for like 15 years. And it sat so long that I decided I better have it torn down and inspected for rust before I did anything.
Right.
So they rehoned it and redid it again. Same guy. All right. And then like after we got it all done the second time, you put it in and we were running the car. You started the car and, you know, we took it home, we ran it, but it shook too much. It wasn't balanced.
Right.
And
it ran decent, but there was something not right.
It was shaking. The steering wheel was shaking. It was out of balance. So we took it out a 3rd time.
Yeah.
I knew that she had a racing history, and a lot of our local friends said she was kind of a street racing legend in the area.
Okay.
That she cleaned a lot of clocks because of that low gear and just knowing how to drive. But she had some transmission issues. So when I got the car, it didn't have the numbers matching transmission in it. It had a 68 A-body 340 transmission in it with a shift kit and a deep pan. But the reason that transmission was in there was she had transmission troubles from new and had back and forth to Chrysler multiple times. And the story I got was one of the technicians drove the car and damaged the fender by hitting the lift.
Yeah.
So the right front fender is a service replacement fender. Having a rolled lip, it has the notch for like a 71, but it has a 70 die lot stamp and no antenna hole.
Right.
But when you look at it from underneath, you can tell, you can see the numbers on the outside, and you can see there is no sound deadener blown in anywhere.
No undercoating on it,
Yeah.
so it was definitely an over-the-counter fender.
Right.
Right. Now, the paint matches incredibly well.
Yes.
Can you tell in different lighting if they're if there's a difference in the paint, or how did they get the paint so well?
Honestly, she had the car repainted one time in the 80s.
Oh, the whole
whole car's been repainted
see.
once on the outside, and it was.
Right.
She said it was a $100 paint job.
Here we go. Today's adventure is the barn find, and it's not necessarily a barn find, but I would call it like Ryan calls them, the hidden gems. This is a car that we've known about for a long time, and we've been kind of holding on to it for the appropriate time. And we're going to take this car to the Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals, the barn find and hidden gems. So, has anyone opened this door yet? Let's see, what are these magazines? So, Carcraft, Chevy High Performance. What's that doing in here? Oh, there's another mouse running around the frame rail. Yep. All right. We're going to get it strapped down and we're going to take it back to the shop. Hey, so we made it back and the guys are unloading all the equipment. We're going to be checking for any kind of documents, anything worth saving, and there's a lot of stinky stuff that we're not going to save, but all right, here's the second part of this barn find journey. So we've got Draven all suited up. It's time to cook, Jesse. Hopefully, found some keys under the floor mat. Nope, stop. Chevy guy. Oh, sweet. This is the first look. All right, this is the first look. All right, so I think we're officially done with this car for right now. We verified that number 8 intake valve is stuck and number 3 intake valve is stuck because the intake was off of it. All right, just some regular old dish soap. So this is where we're really gonna get it scrubbed up and clean. Now the car's got some rust, since you know it's never gonna be a beauty queen until it gets restored, but this is gonna really get that grime off of there. So this right here, when I first saw the car like 20 some years ago, it was sticking out, the ass end of it was sticking out of a corn crib, and all you could see was just what you see right here. And I believe this to be like the edge of the building, and it was also facing north, so it didn't get direct sunlight, but it sat there for years with just the back end sticking out. So I believe this to be, you know, kind of weather faded, not so much sun, but I remember the wall being right here, and they probably dripped water on it for decades. All right, today is the day we finally get a chance to dig into this car. This is the Mouse House GTX, and let's see if we can make this thing run. All right, so thanks for watching my top 5 moments of 2025. Hang around, 2026 is gonna be a blast.